Welcome back. Well, some members of the Ontario Progressive Conservative Party are encouraging their leader, John Tory, to find other work. Remember, last week we heard from Reuben Devlin. He is the former party president who is organizing a campaign to replace the leader. And next month, delegates to a party convention will vote on whether to hold a leadership race. Now, as you know, John Tory's troubles stem from his election loss last fall to Liberal Premier Dalton McGuinty, after his promise to extend funding to all religious schools became the major issue in the campaign. Well, what does John Tory say about all of this? Let's ask him. He's right here. John Tory, nice to see you.
Hi, Don.
So, I mean, given the results of the election, are you surprised that there would be some people saying time for a change, even though you've only been there for one election?
No, I'm delighted we have an accountability measure in the party so that we can have a vote on these things and have what I hope will be a healthy discussion. But I think, as you were implying, that most people will get two chances. Mr. Harper did, Mr. Harris in Ontario did. There are many others in Canadian politics who've had a second chance. I made some mistakes. The party made some mistakes. I'm learning from them big time now, and I think that'll make me a wiser and better leader going forward to win in 2011.
Your critics are saying, and let me just give you a chance to answer whatever you think is appropriate, that despite the fixed election date, and everybody knew when the campaign was coming, the party wasn't properly prepared and the campaign wasn't well organized.
The campaign wasn't what it should be, and I have to accept ultimate accountability for that, even though I was out on the bus making the speeches and doing what leaders do. But in the end, I've now been out in more than 60 of the province's 107 constituencies since the election. I think I have the prescription that the party people would give me as to what needs to be done and by when to make sure we do better the next time. And I don't excuse it, but I just say I'm aware that it happened. It shouldn't have happened, and we have to do better next time, and we will, with new people and a new approach.
And another complaint, bad opposition politics, to get a controversial issue, make that the campaign instead of attacking the government. And in fact, your support for all faith-based schools became the issue when you should have made it the government's record.
Well, of course, the notion that I made this the issue, or that anybody did, or that we wanted it to be the issue, is laughable. I mean, we tried every day to change the channel to some of the issues we should have been debating.
No, but you embraced it at the beginning and gave your opposition the ability to make it the issue instead of you just sticking to their record.
And again, I think we could have done much better at that. That's an obvious statement. And, you know, it was a third of a page of a 53-page platform. We should have been on the other 52.5 pages. Frankly, there shouldn't have been 52.5 pages. We should have had 5 clear points or 4. And again, you learn from that experience. It was not as well handled as it should be. And the important point on that issue is to say as well, Don, that we've said the voters have spoken on that issue. They've said no. The book is closed as far as we're concerned. It will not be part of our platform as long as I'm the leader again, that issue. And we will move on to make sure next time we take the game to Mr. McGuinty and the Liberals, and that their record on the economy right now, where they're sitting by while we're seeing Ontario in decline, on the doctor shortage and a host of other things, high taxes, high spending, that those are the issues that we're debating next time. And
you feel, obviously you do, but what people are saying is faith-based schools, John Tory, faith-based schools, they're interchangeable. That's what's in people's minds, even if you say you'll never let those words pass your lips again.
You know, there are interesting articles that have been written over the years about various things that confronted various of our leaders in this country and issues they had. I just think that, first of all, if we make sure we try to set the agenda the next time, and 4 years have passed and Mr. McGuinty has accumulated a record, and we've put forward policies that attract the imagination of the public and that are clearly consistent with conservative principles and distinct from the Liberals, we'll do fine, and I will do fine. One thing that has not been called into question is my integrity, and I think that that is the thing that is hardest to get back if you lose it. And I'm going to take that forward and say to people, take me at my word, this will not be something that will form part of our policy, and that we're going to be better organized, that I've learned and become a wiser leader from the experiences we've been through, and like many who lost the first time, we'll win the second time.
The rules say 50% plus one, but reality says it's got to be a lot higher than that to have credibility to stay on. Mr. Devlin obviously doesn't want you to stay, setting a high bar of 80%. What do you think of that?
Well, you know, what Mr. Devlin is implying is that 20% of the party membership, for example, get to decide on these kinds of things, which seems like an odd notion. The party executive set the rules years ago, and the party membership when they voted in the Constitution, and they set a threshold of 50% plus one. That's the threshold that's in the rules. I'm abiding by the rules in every respect in this contest, and I'll abide by it when it comes to the results, and I'll accept those with grace. But the rules say 50% plus one.
And if you are confirmed, will you seek a seat in the legislature before the next election?
Oh, for sure. And now people have been telling me across the province of Ontario, Don, that I shouldn't rush to do that. I should spend the time I have now, not by design, but spend the time I have sitting down with people, listening to people, farmers, business people, and so on, and that's what I'll do.
John Tory, thanks for coming in. Good
Thank
to see
you for having me.